So we're managing to get things underway rather quickly. So it is the second and final race on Sunday for Julia Rotak's race 2 here on Sunday afternoon. Nikita Genza, who won the first heat, quite a few penalties actually. We had 6 drivers being given a 5-second time penalty for front spoilers. We actually had 2 drivers actually given 5-second time penalties for overtaking under yellow, and 2, which was Tom Müller, and the 233 of, let's just have a look here, 233, I'm just trying to look up the list, Leandro Fischer, who got 2 5-second penalties, one for overtaking under yellow, another one for unfair driving or pushing. Nikita Genza will start from pole. Mikkel Pedersen will be alongside, ahead of Farin Mega, Bruno Mulders, Janis Diak, Nevio Fischer, Mathis Turlo, Lewis Heichel, Rafael Balzer, Louis Stedtling, running at the top 10. Running at the top 20, it is Johnny Mertz, Montego Masson, Gregor Feigenspann, David Schnell, Jonas Ungnada, Moritz Wolber, Leandro Fischer, Adrian Hoare, Louis Jacobs, Tom Müller, Maximilian Schreier rounds out the top 21, ahead of Hugo Güttel, Rafael Renhofer and Oleg Lam. So after this, we will have 3 more races. We'll have 3, I think, pretty good races still to come. We've got Senior Rotax up next, then DD2 and DD2 Masters to complete the racing action here on Sunday. So 11 minutes plus an additional lap. And this will curtail their race weekend. So into the tram lines we go. And the timer has started ticking away. The bumping and boring going into turn 2 for the first time, but Farin Mega has found his way up past Mikkel Pedersen, as has Janis Diak. Someone's gone grass tracking on the exit of turn 2 and into 3. Nikita Genza and Farin Mega now at loggerheads. So Farin Mega closing in on through the S's. Janis Diak rounds out the top 3. Mikkel Pedersen, Bruno Mulders, Mathis Turlo, that's your top 6. Rafael Balzer and Johnny Mertz ran out the top 8 ahead of Nevio Fischer, with Louis Heichel completing the top 10. So they come across the line to complete lap number 1, and the lead between Genza and Mega was a 1/10 and a half, but now Farin Mega goes up the inside of Nikita Genza to take the lead on the very early phase of lap number 2 of the race. Janis Diak is now factoring in and closing in on the pair in front, as is Mikkel Pedersen. Bruno Mulders has dropped a little bit further back, I think, because I've just seen that Mulders was not in front of Mathis Turlo at the 242 from the Netherlands. So Farin Mega now starting to stretch a little bit of a lead. And Bruno Mulders is now behind Nevio Fischer. So Louis Jacobs, unfortunately, has retired from the race. It looks to be, or maybe not even start the race itself, because the number 228 from Kachmi did not even get onto the formation lap, it seems, and has not gone through any of the sectors around this circuit. There's your top 5 pretty much in shot. Well, look at it from the left-hand side, and you've got, there is Farin Mega leading the way. Second, it is Nikita Genza. Third, Mikkel Pedersen now ahead of Janis Diak. Here comes Mathis Turlo, the youngster from the Netherlands, and the 242. Bruno Mulders has got back past Nevio Fischer, as Mikkel Pedersen up the inside of Nikita Genza And here comes Janis Diak, who's also gotten through on the 2.26 from Beaudecart Racing Team. So that is second, third, fourth and fifth. And Turlou's giving Janis Diak the hurry up here as they come through towards the final part of the circuit. 8 minutes plus an additional lap of this 11-minute race still remaining. So Fire and Mega has gotten away a little bit into the distance. 1.159 seconds is the gap between Fire and Mega and Mikkel Pedersen. Now, we've seen it before where Fire and Mega has made an uncharacteristic, unforced error, and it's cost him. At this particular moment, this particular point in the championship, Fire and Mega needs to get as many points as possible to go into the Wittgenborn season finale with no real dramas at all. And that will be his effective ticket getting into the grand finals as part of Team Germany. Now, Fire and Mega has got previous with the grand finals. He took the Minimax crown for the grand finals for Team Germany back in 2018. And this is his third year. Well, he's done, yeah, this is his third season as a junior. The first couple can always be a bit tetchy when you're moving up a class, or you're sort of doing a halfway house like we saw with Austin Lee last year, who competed in Minimax in RMC Germany and Clubsport, but then went juniors in the Euro Trophy and other championships. So it was a bit of a transitional phase, so to speak. 6.5 minutes still to go, plus a lap, and Hugo Guttel up past Adrian Rohr for 18th. Maximilian Schreier up to 14th ahead of Montego Maassen. Schreier's behind Leandro Fischer. Jonny Mertz has got past Jonas Unglade for the last spot in the top 10. And is about, well, Jonny Mertz was in the top 10, but that's quickly been deposed because Raphael Renhofer, like a silent ninja assassin, has been scything his way through the field. Up from 23rd on the grid to P10. What a different story it could have been had Renhofer not hit trouble in the first race, having secured pole position for race 1, courtesy of the ranking after heats. And that's not easy when you have such a strong Saturday and then your Sunday gets turned upside down, shaken, and someone's trying to get all the change out of your pockets. We still have over 5 minutes plus an additional lap still to go, and Mikkel Pedersen is still in second position but has gotten away from Mathis Turlou. Turlou has now gotten past Nikita Genza, who's dropped to 4th place in the meantime. So 4 minutes and 40 seconds still to go. There's battles up and down the order. Oleg Lan, who started down in 24th after that incident that saw 218 retire very early in the first race earlier on, now up past David Schnell to take 16th position on the road. Montego Maassen has dropped a couple of positions down to 20th place, but we have got a yellow flag situation, and that is heading down into turn 2. Got 4 minutes on the clock. So no overtaking, double waved yellows and a driver hobbling out of one of the carts. And that looks to be Montego Maassen. I think that's the 282. Montego Maassen was hopping on one foot. I'm just going to keep an eye on the footage once again. And that was coming out of turn 2. So good spatial awareness by the marshals, so double waved yellows will be waved into turn 2 and out of turn 2 and into 3. So looks like it's, well, I think it was probably the right leg, and oh, that's a hefty hit for Montego Masson, and there would have been another cart involved. So Montego Masson out of the race, unfortunately, 282. Injured as a result of the slight accident just then. So I'm wondering whether that might have been with Lewis Detling, not 100% sure. And right, 2 penalties coming through from race control. The 271 of Bruno Mulders and the 236 of Nevio Fischer, both being handed a 3-second time penalty from race control for causing a collision. So that will put Mulders out of the top 10, and also Nevio Fischer will drop out of the top 10 if he's very much not careful. So they've got to start responding and push like crazy, because they'll see on any sort of they might get the warning board saying 3-second penalty and see their number. That'll mean that they'll have to start pushing. Just under 2 minutes remain in this race. So Montego Masson unfortunately out on lap number 8 of this race. 1 minute and 43 still to go. Farhan Mega still leads. Mikkel Pedersen is now 0.832 seconds behind the 276. Mathis Turlo rounds out the top 3. Nikita Genza, Bruno Mulders. Mulders at the moment with his 3-second time penalty. Dropped to around 9th place, which could promote the likes of Lewis Heichel. Well, Lewis Heichel will actually end up, probably more than likely, in 7th position at the end of this race, depending on how quickly, as Balzer gets past Janis Diak for 6th position, which very much will become 5th place at the end of the race itself, as we're into the last 60 seconds of the weekend. Mikkel Pedersen has responded to Farhan Mega and has gone the best part of about 1/10 and a half quicker on that previous lap. The previous lap to that was nearly 2/10 in the Danes' favour. Closing ever so slightly. Into the last 22 seconds of this race, and Farhan Mega is on the verge of closing things up right about now. So last lap board will be out next time around as we head on to the 15th, and penultimate lap will be on lap 16 at the end of this race. And Farhan Mega has done his championship hopes all the very best will in the world right about now. And Mikkel Pedersen will try and see if he can get past the German. However, that's easier said than done. It's one thing to chase a driver, it's another thing altogether to pass them. So just over 1.3 kilometres for Farhan Mega to negotiate. Gregor Feigenspan gets past Maurice Volber for 20th. As on to the final lap we go. Mega leads from Pedersen. Pedersen is closing. And looking into turn 2, Farhan Mega takes the tight defensive line. Mathis Turlo in 3rd. Nikita Genza in 4th. Bruno Mulders in 5th. And the way things are going, could probably end up behind Janis Diak. Nevio Fischer currently sits in 8th place behind Janis Diak. Will probably more than likely drop outside of the top 10 because he's got Lewis Heichel and Rafael Reinhofer within that 3-second window. But Mikkel Pedersen, oh, now there was drama there for Farhan Mega. What on earth happened there to Farhan Mega? That's the biggest conundrum that I've got to ask myself right there, because Mikkel Pedersen takes a victory, and by a considerable margin. So they went through the S's. a little bit earlier, Mikkel Pedersen was hustling along like a whirling dervish. And they came through the S's and into the left-hand kink. Pedersen goes to the right. Mega defends, and catches himself out and goes sideways. And that's why Mikkel Pedersen won the race by 9/10 of a second. Foreign Mega takes second place ahead of Matthias Trullo from the Netherlands. Nikita Genzer and Bruno Mulders complete the top 5, but Bruno Mulders will drop 3 seconds down the order, which will put him 7th after all the penalties have been applied. Because you look at it from this perspective, Nevio Fischer has got a time penalty, so Nevio Fischer will drop to what will be 11th. 10th or 11th. I think it's going to be more than likely 10th. So you've got Nevio Fischer provisionally at 8th, Lewis Heichel 9th, Rafael Renhofer 10th, ahead of Leandro Fischer, Maximilian Schreier, Jonas Ungnada, Ole Glan, Jonny Mertz, David Schnell, Adrian Rohr, Tom Müller, Hugo Güttel, Gregor Feigenspan, Moritz Volber, and Lewis Stetling being the last of the 22 classified finishers, with Montego Masson and Lewis Jacobs out, with Montego Masson unfortunately out on lap number 8.